possible for them to not get hurt. But they still out here getting hurt. What's the problem? What's the problem? Because Big Ben didn't get touched, got hurt. Drew Brees didn't get touched, got hurt. See, y'all can make it possible for all this other stuff. Guess what? You still got to play the game. Dresses. They might as well be out there like ladies, fellas. You can't touch them. You can't. How the hell are you supposed to tackle somebody and not fall on? I got Big L in the building. Thanks, Big L, for joining the fun. My point is, you can do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say and protect quarterbacks as much as you like. The game of football is a great chance you're going to get hurt. Man, these Steelers could use an all-pro running back and an all-pro receiver on their roster right now. Never mind, they already have it. And you know what I'm saying? I got faith in Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin's going to shock the world. Mike Tomlin does it with smoke and mirrors every year. I got the faith that he's going to do it again. That's just the way I see it. That dude, Kyle Rudolph, looked like a solid quarterback. He looked like he was spreading the ball around the field, and if he can continue to do that, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will snap back. It's still 14 games to go in the season. I got faith in Mike Tomlin. Big up to Mike Tomlin. I'm rolling with the Steelers to make a comeback. Hopefully, Mike Tomlin win Coach of the Year. But back to what I was saying. All this protecting other quarterbacks. You can't fall on them. You can't breathe on them. If you fall in the same room with them, you get a penalty. It's too much, man. It's football. It is football. You got a quarterback out with mononucleosis. They used to call that shit the kissing disease when I was a kid. This dude got a teenage ailment. Can you protect him for that? It's sports. It happens. If it's meant for you to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. Sean Dunston blew out his back, pulling a baby seat out his car. We've seen guys slip downstairs and mess themselves up. We've seen dudes slip in the locker room and break their foot. Miss me with the nonsense. I ain't trying to hit. If it's your turn, it's your turn. All the rules in the world is not going to stop these dudes from getting hurt. You can try it if you like. You can make up all the rules you can. But when it's time for you to get hurt, you're going down like Rolls Royce. I got 334 Bama Boy in the building. Thanks for the support, my brother. Big ups to my man Odell Beckham Jr. for having an excellent game last night and not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Exactly, fellas, it's football. What I noticed over the last 24 hours is this. Over the last 168 hours is this. Odell Beckham Jr. is addicted to fame. It's the greatest drug known to man, struggling to cocaine, heroin, and any other drug that's out there that we know, any social drug that we know about out there. Fame. People love to hear their names. That's why we post pictures on Facebook. That's why we post things on social media, so people will hit like. Hey, I'm a victim of it too. I just don't have it on the level of Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr., he's out here wearing a $500,000 watch or $250,000 watch. And some people say it was $1 million watch last week. Obviously, he's getting paid to wear these watches. This watch moniker is indestructible. I'm sorry. Indestructible. I get it, y'all. I get it. But Odell Beckham Jr., what I saw ESPN do this morning was attempt to bait you into the nonsense and the rigmarole. Keep doing what you're doing, Odell. You kicking ass. You taking names. Don't fall for the bait. Don't go back and forth. Live your best life. Shout out to Odell Beckham Jr. Continue to have a great day. Now, the next thing is this. All week, Antonio Brown has not behaved like an adult in a lot of cases. The man has flat out act like he's been childish. If you don't agree, I understand he's been childish, but that's not why I'm talking about my brother Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is in the midst of a scandal. There's a young lady that has come out and said he sexually assaulted. He sexually assaulted her. There's another lady that came out and said when she was painting a mural in his home, he came out with a washcloth over his private area, naked otherwise. I get it. Look, That has nothing to do with football. That is a personal issue. If you can't separate personal from professional, I'm sorry that you can't. But I'm disappointed in a lot of these dudes who are saying that he needs to be suspended. You got suspected white supremacist Skip Bayless saying he needs to be kicked out of football. But at the exact same time, if Antonio Brown needs to be put on the commissioner's exempt list, you know who else needs to be put on the commissioner's exempt list? As Joe mentioned earlier, Mr. Happy Ending himself, one Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft was caught in the midst. There is a video somewhere of Robert Kraft having a sexual act and paying for it. This isn't an allegation. He was arrested for this. There was video proof of it, and it was part of a sting operation that had nothing to do with Mr. Robert Kraft. Why in the hell is nobody talking about this? Like I told y'all, when this went down, I'm holding on to this like a wild mouth foaming pit bull. People, you done put my brother Bill Cosby, our elder Bill Cosby, in jail for some stuff that happened 30 years ago. You put R. Kelly in jail for some stuff that happened 20 years ago. You are on a prowl for this dude, Antonio Brown. Has Antonio Brown behaved like we would assume he should? A lot of us assume. No, he hasn't. But one thing has nothing to do with the other. It's just like with the OJ thing. OJ was violent against his previous wife, his late wife, ex-wife, but that does not make him a murderer. Antonio Brown has acted like a petulant child, but that does not mean he sexually assaulted anybody. And up until the moment it is proven, he does not need to be suspended. And if he needs to be suspended, a dude who I think is a human trafficker and a person who participated in youth sexual assault, aka pedophilia, because I have never been a young Asian girl, but I doubt if there are a bunch of Asian women or young Asian women that want to have sex with 65-year-old men for money. And if they are being made to do it. And nobody's talking about this. We can talk about Antonio Brown may have sexually assaulted this young lady, and if he did, he needs to pay the money that she says he owes for that assault, or he needs to be incarcerated. But please miss me with this commissioner exempt list and talking about AB does not need to be on the field. He has not been convicted of anything. He's not even in criminal court. This is an argument. This is what amounts to an argument. She said he did something. He said he didn't. Had he given her the $2 million that she's asking for, there is a very good chance that this situation would not be in front of us now. So for people to sit in front of the world and say Mr. Brown should not be playing football, I'm sorry. He should be allowed to play football until he's proven guilty in a criminal court. Just because you lose at a civil court does not mean you're guilty. Point blank, period. My man said, GC, I got faith in Tomlin, but I'm here. But I was hearing at my job, y'all are headache now. Y'all headache now. Your squad, it was when AB was there. Then one game I hear is receivers are not getting it done. My face as I walk away out there. It was emoji there. I guess you cover your face as you walk away. Hey man, Mike Tomlin is a great football coach. That's just the bottom line. I got faith in him. I don't think I'm saying I've seen far worse, and they're getting far more chances. Mike Tomlin has enough cachet built up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm assuming that he is not in jeopardy of losing his job. He shouldn't be in jeopardy of losing his job, and I'm not gonna say he should lose his job. At the end of the day, the homie Bill, what's his name? The coach, the dude who used to spit on everybody. He had about 4 or 5 bad seasons. That's how he got Ben Roethlisberger at the top of the draft. Let's not forget that. That's how he got Troy Polamalu at the top of the draft. Let's not forget that. So if you were able to get Troy Polamalu and what effectively is the lottery of the draft, and Ben Roethlisberger and effectively is the lottery of the draft, that means you had at least 2 seasons in which you lost 10 or more games. And that means Mike Tomlin needs to be afforded the same thing. Mike Tomlin has not won 4 Super Bowls like Chuck Noll, but he's been to 2 Super Bowls and won one just like Bill Cowher. He needs to be afforded the same respects. The good old boys, they look out for one another. That's what my girl B Sparrow, thank you B, and thank you Said G for the other time. Yeah, man, it's just the situation to my ass. I ain't trying to hear it. Now, okay, my man Bama Boy, because again, it's different when you're black. That comes from Phyllis from Virginia. Thank you, Phyllis, for the participation. Really appreciate it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Now that this doctor's trying to see Antonio Brown on some bullshit, this is definitely a plot against him to put him out of the league. I totally agree with you, 334. I totally agree with you. It does feel like all of this shit, Sports Illustrated articles, and all this shit just comes out of the blue right around the time he signs a contract in which, if he's on the team, he gets $15 million in January. If he has a whole bunch of roster bonuses built in for him to get the $15 million. Otherwise, it's easy for them to just cut him off at $9, and $9 million to $1 billion entity means absolutely nothing. Just like the white lady, 14 days in jail for paying for her daughter's education. The black girl get 5 years. Exactly what Phyllis is speaking about. Shout out to Phyllis. Thank you for bringing that up. What Phyllis is speaking about is there's a woman from who's a Hollywood stalwart who paid for her daughter to get an education, cheated for her daughter to get an education at a real big-time university, which is USC, respected institution throughout the United States of America, and potentially around the world. She got 14 days in jail. There's a sister who lied about her zip code, and she got 5 years in St. Louis. That's what Phyllis is talking about. And all she did was use a different address. Exactly, that's what I just said. Exactly, Phyllis, my man, said G. And are you talking about Felicity Huffman? Yes, that's exactly what she's talking about. Thank y'all for the participation in the show. I really appreciate it. So, again, man, I'm not excusing some of AB's tactics, but his tactics ain't got nothing to do with this. You can talk about AB all you like. Is he a jerk ass? Yeah, but it ain't illegal to be a jerk. Because if it was, your boy would be getting life. I would be getting life without possibility of parole if being a jerk was against the law. It is, it ain't. So that means miss me with that bullshit. I ain't trying to hear. Look, AB, keep doing your thing. Hold your head up, brother. Hopefully you'll act like you got sense with this helmet shit. But that ain't got nothing to do with me, man. I want to send a big ups to all the brothers at the position of quarterback in the National Football League. All y'all won y'all game. This deads the nonsense that brothers don't have the capacity to do it. And it also shows that at some point they are being coached by people who are no longer lazy. A lot of people try to fit round pegs into square holes, and it seems as if a lot of these coaches are starting to coach towards the talent instead of trying to get the talent to fit into their system. Big ups to those brothers again for doing the damn thing. I thought I saw somebody post something else. RC, I got in late, but did you discuss the Tim Tebow crying about athletes getting paid? You know what? No, because Tim Tebow, Tim Tebow is a non-factor in my universe, RC. But since you brought it up, I will talk about it. This dude, Tim Tebow, is starting to piss and moan about athletes getting paid after he has received 10,000 opportunities to get paid for things for nothing other than being a white and that angelical Christian man who puts out a positive image. That's the only reason we can even say athletics and the two words Tim and Tebow. Tim Tebow is the dictionary definition of white privilege. So when Tim Tebow comes out and speaks out against anybody from any community, white, black, brown, beige, orange, pink, green, or whatever, Tim Tebow needs to just shut the hell up. As a matter of fact, Tim Tebow, sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Tim Tebow is arguably the worst quarterback that I have ever witnessed play football. People like to talk about records. He